Trust. It's a tricky thing. I've never really gotten the hang of it. Blame my parents for being distant, blame my siblings for never understanding me, blame society for giving me so many reasons to turn my back on it. Maybe blame me. Maybe I should be at the top of the list. You could tell me that the internet and the age of anonymity have created this downward spiral of truth and honesty. But we know that's not the case. Everyone lies. Everyone has always lied. Whether it came from a snake oil salesman in the Old West to a nurse trying to soothe you in your final moments. We all paint a picture of the world that we wish existed. How we see it playing out in our minds, even if we're lying to ourselves. I'm guilty of that. I started this quest thinking that scavenger was the answer. Even with ample warning, I charged right along, telling myself that the truth at the end of the road was more important than any relationship. I'm not so good at relationships either. Probably because you need trust in relationships. Not that I have any experience in these anyway. A full schedule, next to no money, being ace, dangerously pessimistic, and a Libra really complicate that. Reith had found the next clue to the scavenger hunt, though. They weren't totally clear, but it had led them to a PDF that needed to be decrypted. Something about 64-bit needing a special program that a friend of theirs had, but I wasn't so much worried about the next clue in the scavenger hunt. No, I was more worried about the explicit warning I'd gotten about playing the game. Was I in danger? Did they know who I was? And who sent this message? It didn't seem like Scavenger sent this, so who did? And what about Gummy Bear and all the bots in our Discord server? Was Gummy Bear, my long-term gaming friend, a bot too? He made memes and we interacted online for years, but what do I really know about him? Is he actually real? Reith could tell that I was hiding something. I didn't want to tell them about the threat, but they knew something was distracting me. I tried to smokescreen my true worries and brought up the bots. What did Reith think this was? Reith linked me to a conspiracy. Something I'd vaguely heard about, but always assumed it was in the same realm as Rocco's basilisk. This crazy idea that wasn't worth the time. Reith had sent me information about dead internet theory. Name's pretty self-explanatory. The theory is that there's no true interactivity with the internet anymore. That everything you encounter isn't real and it's been flooded by bots, AI, and deepfakes. The videos you watch? Not real. The commenters? Bots. The news? AI generated. It's a personal philosophy that allows internet addicts to delude themselves and dismiss any information or experience they don't like. But what if it was real? I'm starting to see it now. What if the only real group out there is Scavenger? I vacillate between wanting to distance myself from all this and diving in deeper into Scavenger. Who is this group? They claim to be hacktivists. Is there a goal to free us from this dead internet and connect us? They want us to join. Is this a freedom fighter movement? If dead internet theory was real, that would mean that Gummy Bear wasn't real. I had only one choice. I would have to investigate my friend. Now, I'm not going to get into detail how I got further information on Gummy Bear. Reith helped me, which tipped me off that they were a bit more gray hat than I previously thought. I don't want the rest of you cyber-stalking folks because of what I taught you. This is for an important cause, so I'd have bent the rules just a smidge. Reith helped me dig up everything about Gummy Bear. His name, address, age, where he went to high school, old photos, favorite products on Amazon, things he's bought on eBay. All the good and all the bad. Okay, seems like a normal person and everything is fine, and I was wrong about the internet being dead and flooded with bots to reanimate its corpse. Except one small detail. Gummy Bear hadn't actually posted a picture of himself in years. His photos were all vague locations or random things, and with Reith's help, we were able to find the source of these photos. Most of them were AI generated and a few were stock photos. Through an intensive search, we discovered that even his public comments on YouTube and Instagram were comments you could see other posters had made. Recycled thoughts and an illusion of a person. There had definitely been a switch. He was real, and then he wasn't. What happened there? While Reith was done with helping me, I kept using these tools to look into more and more. Same scenario. Posts seemed real, they had an actual internet presence, and then something changed. Was it just that they had grown out of the internet? Changed all of their information? But that's not possible. Some things follow you, like driver's license numbers and bank accounts and credit. How did they just vanish? Who took over their accounts? And to what end? Reith was insistent we get back to the scavenger hunt. They figured that there was a YouTube video in the algorithm that had some numerical significance to Belphegor's number. I started helping watch through random videos, but my heart wasn't in it. What were we doing? Why bother? We don't even know what Scavenger wants. Why are we devoting so much time to an organization we know nothing about? I brought up my concerns to Reith. They balked at the questions, not interested in what Scavenger was up to, just how it could improve their life. Reith mentioned where they worked in the real world, how little respect they commanded, how ignored and invisible they felt to society. Being accepted by Scavenger, that would make all of that unimportant. Am I proud of what I did next? Well, a little bit. Rather than appeal to Reith's sense of self-preservation, I played to their vanity. Wouldn't it impress Scavenger if we knew more about them than they expected? Hack the hackers? That piqued Reith's curiosity, and they went to work, trying to dig up information about Scavenger. Reith wasn't able to find much, but they did find one single thing. Scavenger was connected to a company called Astrid Communications. I tried to play it off like it meant nothing, like we'd come up empty, but inside I was shaking. And well, maybe that was from being over-caffeinated, but that was my natural state. No, this set off alarms inside my brain because I have heard of Astrid before. I tried to think, tried to remember, went through my mind files, retracing every step, opening old emails and looking through internet history. Where did I know Astrid Communications from? It sounded like some stuffy old company. There wasn't anything about them on... And that's when I remembered. I run the Patreon account for Subsister, and Trish had found this old article from a journalist that used to cover the TV show version of Subsister years ago. She made me post that article and asked me to find more, so I looked into this Sonia Orbison reporter lady and found this whole investigation that got buried. She was looking into the company that broadcasted Subsister, CBT. We have this episode where she interviews some CBT producer named Delphi Murray. At the end of her reporting, she disappeared. No one's heard from her since. Why am I bringing all this up? Astrid Communications was a company owned by CBT, the broadcasting company. Sony had broken into their old headquarters and found all these weird recordings and files. She even found an old pot that had some hieroglyphs of people playing what she was saying was Subsister, the game show. I don't know about all that, but if Scavenger is connected to Astrid, does that mean that this is connected to Subsister? And if Scavenger is part of CBT, is it a group that we should be trying to join? Sonia went missing, so did that whistleblower producer Delphi. So how dangerous is this case? I tried telling Reith that maybe we should take a step back from this scavenger hunt. That's when they lost it on me. They were tired of the diversions, of the distractions, and the questioning of the mission. They thought I was someone who wanted to help them, be part of something bigger, but I guess I'm just a bot like everyone else on the dead internet. And that's the last I heard from them. Reith wanted nothing to do with me or Gummy Bear or the others in the Discord chat being undead accounts controlled by bots. I found that I was alone. Alone in the real world and alone online. Despite being surrounded by so many bodies and so many voices. I thought back to the warning I had gotten on Discord. You play a dangerous game, there is no pole position to victory. Stop. Stop playing Scavenger's game. What stuck out? Pole Position, an old racing game from the arcade days. I started watching videos of Pole Position on YouTube, studying the game. Maybe there was something here. Immediately, in the opening when you start up the game, there was this scattering of numbers and letters in the image. Maybe I could find something there. The series of letters and numbers I was able to decode seemed random, but what they led me to? A Twitch channel. Anticlimactic, I admit, especially because I thought they would provide some answers, but it was just a Let's Play for the Super Nintendo game Psycho Dream. I watched on, surprised by the viewer count. Why are so many people watching this? And in the comments, there seemed to be this bubbling excitement. What was going to happen? And then static. The stream was interrupted. According to the comments, it was hijacked. The static and snow started to fade, never fully, to reveal the smiling visage of a mask. A creepy but familiar one. Blonde hair, sunglasses. Looking back at us was someone named Max Headroom, and they had a lot to say. We keep talking about the end times. On the horizon. Watch out. It's coming right for us. Turn 180 degrees. No, turn 90 degrees. Wait. Turn 180 degrees again. See the horizon is surrounding us. Our future isn't ahead of us. It's around us, circling, spiraling. We must pass through the slaloms. Take your positions. We live in an ellipsis, between breaths. But we're not dead yet. This rot shall not have our flesh this day. Isn't that right? No. Yes. Hold the scavengers at bay. Hold the scavengers at bay? Whoever this Max Headroom is, he sent me that warning message. Who is he? And what does he know about Scavenger? Hi, this is Alexander Chamberlain, and I'm the creator of Subsister, a Real podcast. Thank you for listening to our summer miniseries, Subsisting 1.0. This miniseries was created to support the Indiegogo campaign for Season 2 of Subsister, a Real podcast. If you can, please check out the link in the notes and support the show any way you can. It doesn't even have to be a financial donation. It can be resources or contacts you want to send that you think can help a podcast production. We'd love to hear from you. You can message us on Indiegogo, email us, or through our Patreon. If you head over there, you can subscribe and support the show, where a new bonus episode will be dropping this fall 2025 for all paid subscribers. Meanwhile, Subsisting 1.0 will be releasing on Wednesday mornings for free on the main feed for 6 weeks this summer 2025. Thank you again, and I hope you're looking forward to the return of Subsister, a Real podcast for Season 2.